Today we're going to be covering Shakespeare vocabulary that you are going to need to know on the test. To start, we have a couplet, which is 2 consecutive lines of poetry that rhyme. Here's an example. Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. This is an example because you see the 2 underlined words, sorrow and morrow, that rhyme. Next, we have a monologue, which is just a speech by one character in a play, a story, or a poem. Mono means one, and log means conversation. So it's just a conversation of one person. Think of it as almost like a monopoly of the conversation that one person has. The next word is soliloquy. A soliloquy is a long speech expressing the thoughts of a character alone on the stage. That means that only the character that is talking and the audience know what they are saying. There are no other characters on stage, or if they are on stage, they are completely away from that character. Next, we have dramatic irony. That's when the audience knows something that the characters do not. The best way to think about this is a horror film. There's tension and anticipation that's built simply because we, the audience, know what's going to happen where we know the character does not. So it creates dramatic irony. Next, we have a blank verse, which is verse written in unrhymed iambic pentameter, which is used by upper class characters. Lower class used prose. Then we have iambic pentameter, which you'll see examples of all throughout Romeo and Juliet. It's 10 syllables per line with a stress on every second syllable. So it's almost following a cadence. For example, but soft what light through yonder window breaks. So it's 10 syllables per line, and the stress is on every second syllable. Next, we have a dramatic foil. That's a character that brings out the personality of another character in a play. They actually contrast that person. They're the opposite. So an example, Benvolio is the dramatic foil to Tybalt and to Romeo. Benvolio was the peaceful one. He did not want to fight, whereas Tybalt was always looking for a fight. An aside is a brief remark unheard by other characters on stage. It's a statement from the character to the audience, almost as if he is muttering under his breath. If you're familiar with the show Malcolm in the Middle, this is something that he would do. It's when they break that fourth wall and they turn to the camera, and that's when they speak. That's an aside in a TV show or in a movie. On stage, it's almost as though just they're talking a small line to the audience. All right, that's all the vocab that you have for Shakespeare. So you're going to be expected to be able to give me an example of all of those things throughout Romeo and Juliet. Thank you.